I get the wind. Spring is finally here. It's 55 degrees right now according to my car thermometer. 54 in Mission Hills here. I missed yesterday at work. Had a family emergency. Nothing happened to me or Aunt Suyen or my sister or the kids. It's a very close family friend, actually pretty much a member of the family. Was in the middle of a move, and he's elderly, and he had a heart attack, and he needed, though he didn't want to ask for it, he needed help badly. So I went to visit him in the hospital on Sunday, and turns out that he had rented a U-Haul, and a whole bunch of volunteers from his church were helping him out. So when he had to be taken away by an ambulance, and it was the stress of the move that quite literally caused it. He was moving all his stuff into storage, and he still doesn't really have a place to live. He hasn't found any place that he can afford. So when he all that stress added up, and he started feeling really badly, and he said he was going to try and drive to the hospital by car, and he couldn't even make it to the car, so he called an ambulance and they took him to the hospital. But he still had the U-Haul that he had rented sitting in his driveway, half loaded, everything open, doors to his house were open. The people in his church, the volunteers, didn't know what to do. So I went and visited. Made sure I got a hold of his family members, his children who live in Texas and Georgia, and let them know what was going on. And I was like, I can't do this and work in the middle of the night and then have to try and get up and move his stuff and get the U-Haul back to the U-Haul place. So I just called in sick, and I feel bad about that too, but it's like, I don't know. It was a real crisis I had to deal with. So we got it all sorted out pretty much, except he's still got a lot of stuff in his house that he needs to move out. And so I might be dealing with that a little bit today because I have his keys. And so even if somebody were to try to help him today, they would have to get with me to get his keys, and all this other stuff's happening in Independence, which is like 40 minutes away from each other. Oh. So yeah, I'm tired now. I got some sleep last night. I can see it's cloudy again, a little bit of sun filtering through. Lots of severe weather last week, but nothing really around here. We had early on we had a cold core tornado hit Johnson County, Kansas, which is close to here, and it did a little bit of damage. Mostly got people going off, and it was quite unexpected. Although it wasn't completely unexpected. I noticed some of the really brilliant people who do this for a living actually predicted it would happen like 8 hours before it happened. So I just wasn't paying attention. Like, the crisis that I just mentioned is pretty typical. Ooh, I better get gas. Distance to empty, 74 miles. Alrighty, our turn. Oh, this pick 'em up truck over here on the left doesn't agree. Ooh, somebody almost nailed him. They were going to go through the intersection. They didn't even want to stop. Four-way stop, people. Blinky red light means four-way stop. Excuse me. I got some sleep last night, but not enough. And I'm afraid I'm going to get that phone call that's going to say, hey, we need the keys. I don't even know how he did. He went into surgery yesterday. One of his favorite sayings is, he said, I can't stand talking about either. I did manage to get him to laugh a little, as much as a laugh as you can get out of him. I said, is something that's very, very important, because they give you this bottle when you're kind of bedridden to pee in. And then they come along and they empty the bottle out, and it's got a little handle. You hang it on the rail of your bed gurney thing. And I said, this is very important. You must know this. This is the most important thing to remember about being in a hospital stay. When they give you orange juice to drink, make sure you drink out of the right bottle. And I kind of got a chuckle out of them out on that one. There is a lot of this going on all over the city all of a sudden. It's like, I feel like we should have cheese at the end of all these mazes they're creating for us. Here's my favorite aqueduct looking railroad bridge. Kansas City Southern. All these box truck ambulances would make a great conversion into a camper, an RV, except that the ceilings are not tall enough. You can't stand up in them, if you've never noticed. And most people don't notice it because last thing you really want to do is get into an ambulance. But if you're considering use them as work trucks or old ambulances, or some people do try and convert them into RVs, and they can. It's just that you have to know that you can't stand up straight in one of them. And I was like, why don't they build an ambulance you can stand up straight in like a box truck? And the answer came, because ambulances have to be built to fit into parking garages, because a lot of emergency rooms, the entrance is through a parking garage. And if you build it too tall, then it won't go in. And it's no good having a vehicle you can't pull right up to the emergency room exit or entrance. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I don't think this is worth it. Going to the extreme of cutting the roof off and raising it so that you can stand upright in it like an RV, and I'm like, by the time you're done with all that work, you might as well have just gotten an RV. I guess somebody was really dedicated. I mean, they are pretty neat. They have a lot of them have doors on the outside, and you can access them from the outside and I think from the inside. And that's what makes them good work trucks, because you can put tools inside there and get to them. And I think these side and the inside. So it's a pretty neat box, and they're pretty well built and heavy duty and sturdy. So if you don't mind not being able to stand upright in them, which, when you're camping, really what you do inside that space is sleep and eat. So most of the time you're sitting. You can make the kitchen so that you can have a sit-down kitchen, since a lot of kitchens are a camp stove, and really you shouldn't be using a camp stove in an enclosed area anyway. You take the camp stove outside and cook outside. That's what most people do. There's a Kansas City Southern train there going by. This is turning out to be it's going to be a very busy week. Got a doctor's appointment on Wednesday. Starting Thursday, I've got live streaming. So I got to get my sleep in, because I won't get my nap in at night. And Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because it is Holy Week. And I originally wanted to take vacation this week because the kids have this week is their spring break. However, it is also the week of Holy Week, coincides with Passover week. It's one of the holiest of the holies for people of the Hebrew faith. And so, the Christians, mainly the Catholics, and the same week as their holiest week. And we have a guy who observes all the Jewish holidays at work, and so much so that I don't think he really gets a vacation. He's doing holidays, as in holy days, and so he has to take them off, and I couldn't get this week off because they don't want two people in the same department taking the same days off, which I don't mind because traditionally we don't take the whole week off anyway. Just Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, pretty much, which everybody has off. But this time around, it was kind of like, I tried, but I understand I can't. It's not as important to me as it would be for him. I don't know what the Service Auto Glass here is doing.